Well, I've been doing some thinking and
Wait. This song is a little bit serious.
you cannot interrupt me, please. I've been doing some thinking and I think that we could like ease one out, we could call it, we could take a little break.
A break? What's that?
Well, we could what I'm trying to say is let's give it a rest now. Let's just take some time apart. A matter of
So you're
fact,
breaking up with me?
let's take a little
So
break.
you're breaking up with me?
Well, we don't want to call it that. We could still be friends.
For 18 years, couples across Trinidad and Tobago have been rediscovering the joy of marriage through something extraordinary. Welcome to Merge, where love is nurtured, connection is deepened, and marriages are strengthened one couple at a time.
Whether it's our Merge monthly meetings, exciting couples activities, or our annual retreat, Merge is the place for enriching your marriage.
Merge is not just another marriage group, it's more than that. It's a safe space where real conversation begins, where struggles are met with support and victories are celebrated together.
Merge has been encouraging and uplifting.
Merge has been novel.
Merge has been unifying.
And as a newly married couple, Merge has been something we have never experienced.
We all know marriages can be challenging, so coming to the Merge monthly meetings will always leave you feeling motivated and encouraged to stay committed.
I mean, there's so many things that happen within the marriage, but there's so many candid thoughts that are shared within Merge, and apart from that, the fun as well, and so many different dimensions to Merge. It really helps you to refocus and enjoy your marriage.
Je chancelle avec les yeux bandés. Le chemin à parcourir n'est pas clair. Mes mains tendues.
Bonjour. Hi. Yes, this is Kareina again.
Where are you?
What do you mean where I am? I am in Soirée Romantique. It's a Merge end of year event. Yeah, and it is a French theme this year. Listen, couples are having a grand time. Wait now, is Crowley trying there? Oh gosh, I am sorry you couldn't make it this year either. Well listen, I am so happy because I am just getting to have the time of my life with my husband. And you know what's the best part? We wouldn't have to even go France this year because this event is it, let me tell you. Alright, I have to go now. Things heating up here. Alright, bye.
Hi, good night again, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Merge podcast. We have a bumper episode in store for you this evening. I am your co-host, Jayden, and this is...
I'm Kareina.
And with us, we have our guests as usual.
David, Dennis, I'm back, guys. How are you doing?
I thought you were going to say David, Dennis the third or something.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful. Guys, we have a wonderful and power-packed topic in store. So we want to encourage you as we starting out the gate, just like this video. Please keep up with the comments. We will be reading them. And we have persons who are actually sending us voice messages and stuff. So you're going to hear some of them this evening.
Okay.
And we encourage you to please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes. And remember to share the link on your WhatsApp statuses, share it on Facebook, IG. Just now, I wouldn't tell you, but a certain person in this room is getting some trouble to put it on the IG story.
Me, I was the person I had to beg Karina for help, and
know,
she showed me. I want to thank Karina very much.
I'm Gen Z, so
Wow.
Just joking. But share it on your platforms because it is going to be a hot topic. A lot of persons have their perspective, and we'd like to hear from it. hear from you all.
Yeah.
And just keep reaching out as much as you can.
Yeah, of course. You may have a special person that you want to share this podcast with, maybe an ex. No, you may want them to see this podcast. So feel free to share it in your chats anywhere. We're gonna be getting persons viewers from all around the world, and we're gonna hear what persons across Trinidad and Tobago, our viewers. We thank you for joining us. We're gonna hear what they have to say. But before we hear what you have to say, we want to hear David. Good evening again.
Wagwan. It's nice to be back again. Guys, this couch is extremely comfortable.
Guys, you'll recognize we had a new place, we had a new set. It's our temporary space, so we'll be here for a little bit.
I find out your merge podcast doing this thing. What is it?
The hopping, yeah.
A merge field trip.
Guys, we're taking donations. We are taking donations. We need to procure our own equipment, our own lights, our own audio systems. You'll see Kareina holding this thing. Feel sorry for Hannah. Watch her face.
Look at my hand.
So if you so been blessed by the content, we want to continue creating more content, you can feel free to make a contribution. Just reach out to us. Yeah. You're supposed to give a number or something?
Yeah, give them your personal number, Jayden. Yep.
All right, guys, just message in the chat. We'll find a way to reach out to you.
But send us an email at our merge family. Our merge family. What's the email address again?
Wow.
Our merge family at gmail.com. So, guys, we're not sticking tonight. We're getting directly into it. David, can exes be friends?
So we were talking about it before, and I would state what I said before.
All right.
I
wasn't here.
Fresh information. Can exes be friends? It depends, right? But right. So this is the analogy I use when I hear the question, right? Okay. If you go by the bank, right, or the statement that land the plane, don't worry, you're carrying on somewhere, right? If you go by the bank, sometimes you could qualify for a mortgage of, like we say, 100,000. And then when you go back again, you might qualify for a different mortgage, right? Okay. Good. Now, if you qualify for a different mortgage, you probably might break up a relationship you had before. And right, let me just land my plane. You probably might break up a relationship you had before.
Okay.
So it's not that the person was bad or anything like that. You probably just move on from where you was before, and you probably might just still keep them as a quote unquote friend. Okay. So it probably had no animosity. You all just agree here what this isn't working out. So I think yes, you can be friends with your exes. Yeah, I think yes, it is possible.
Okay. It is possible.
Okay. No, if I let's say I was married and my spouse was friends with the ex. If it is married and my friends, my spouse has a friend with the ex, is friends with the ex, that'd be a problem for me.
Okay.
I's the only friend you need. Be mad. I's the only friend you need at the moment in time. What that person does feel that I cannot do. Okay. I would like to, and if you give me some good answers, we probably shouldn't be together.
So David, I just want to ask a question. You said that maybe the breakup, it was okay. It was an okay breakup, right? No animosity and stuff like that. But what changes then if it's still your ex when you get married? So if you just move on to another relationship and you're friends with your ex, does marry, like how you bring that in the picture?
Yeah, because I mean life already is so complicated. Having an ex, keeping an ex close if you're married, that adds so many layers. Like that's an unnecessary bacchanal you want to carry.
Okay.
Like it's not necessary. You have plenty bags to carry, and you just have this luggage in the back. Just leave it, right? Have nothing important in it. Okay. You could buy it when you probably go somewhere else, right? You just leave it behind and you move on with life. Yeah.
All right. I mean, I don't want to drill David because
you could plenty questions. Yeah.
But
So I want to just pose a question to guys online.
Yeah.
Joel, good night. Aaron, good night.
Sabrina, Nichols.
Special good night to all of you. And to the rest of you who are viewing, we say a good night to you. Please respond in the chat.
Drop a fire in the chat. Drop a in the chat. Drop a yay, I'm friends with my ex in the chat. Maybe you don't want to do that. But you know, say something in the chat so that we'll know that you.
Why somebody wouldn't want to do that?
Well,
if they have a position and they feel
true.
strong in their position,
Yeah.
you know, you must be able to say why you believe what you believe.
Yeah.
And if you have that position, you can put it in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, because some persons actually on social media would have. I tested water a little bit, so I put it out on my profile. And persons, I got a lot of mixed responses. So thanks guys for responding on my post. Some person said no, they're outright, they can't be friends with the ex. Some person said, like, you know, with maturity and stuff, they might be friends with the ex, and then it have different gradations of ex.
So tell us, what are the gradations of exes?
Yeah,
because
Kareina.
we have to kind of define. One of the persons who, and thanks again for just reaching out and sharing. One of the persons commented, asked us, what is an ex? Define what is an ex. So Kareina, you want to help us?
Okay, this is just in my humble opinion, and everybody has their own opinion, right? My opinion is an ex can be classified as someone once whom you would have had relations with, in some form or the other, romantic type relation. So that could be sexual, or it could just be that you all were in a relationship, exclusive relationship, or you know, we term certain things like situationship maybe. That, in my opinion, can be classified as an ex. Now, some persons have relationships for long periods of time. Some persons have short periods of time, but it's very intense. You know, so those, and some persons have it early in their life, later on in their life. So that's kind of, in my opinion, what an ex can be defined as. If you have another opinion, we'd really love to hear, because we're all about sharing and just broadening our horizons. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that an ex can be someone who you had a formal relationship with, or you didn't have a formal relationship, but you had relations with them.
Yeah.
So when we talking ex this evening, is all these people we talking about.
Whether people knew you all in a relationship or not. That's what
I don't know, but you know, you was doing a little funny business or whatever the case may have been with your situation.
You didn't do a soft launch on social media or whatever. People is put up your hand on a picture, so, and take a picture on a leg, hand.
The shadow, shoes. The shoes, 12 different shoes.
Right. So this is our and we talk to myself.
Yeah.
And so,
interpretation of exes.
Yeah.
So guys, we still want to know. Answer for us on the chat.
It, actually.
Can you be friends with your ex? Can exes be friends? We want to know from you. We want to hear what you have to say. How much of them? 36 of y'all. We need to hear your opinion. The verdict is still out, and by the end of tonight, we want the case to be sure. Can you be friends with ex? Kareina, who we have there?
We have more persons chiming in. We have Amanda Dupont, Jamelia, and Amanda is saying, I guess she's responding and saying yes with regards to the question, if you can be friends with an ex, especially if they were friends before getting together. Both persons must also be on the same page in reference to it just being a friendship and not one silently hoping to rekindle. Listen, all fire stick short to catch, or whatever hear Dad say it. Listen, our guru know what I'm talking about here, and soon you will know who our guru is. So stay tuned. But this is what Amanda is saying, and persons are agreeing with her also. We want to know your perspective on this. I had a very important. Sorry, I don't want to overtalk it.
You talk now, man, Kareina. Woman empowerment. You talk. Nobody will shut up.
There's a poll that. There's a poll that we just launched. You can click yes or no. It's very simple. Can exes be friends? Yes or no? Participate in the poll, and then we'll get the results.
Yeah, we want to know. Concerning Amanda's comment, I have a question. And either Amanda or somebody else in the chat can answer the question. How do you know if your ex is genuinely want a friendship? They genuinely want a friendship, or you know that thing she talk about, if they have there's more in the mortar than the person. They have
Yeah,
ulterior
yeah.
motives. How do you know? Because I may break up. You also have a little breakup there. That was fake. Eh, Ole? I mean, you had to tell you had to read and spell for some.
No, but you all didn't have time last fake date. During the break, like they went to the studio across there, they went for council and then back together again.
We mended it.
Yeah.
If you jump on late, you go back to the beginning, you'll know what we're talking about. But how do you know? How do you know if I broke up with somebody and now you want to be friends? Maybe they still have reasons and they're just passing it off as, you know, that we just want to have a good friendship. But one party wants more. How do you really know? You know, so guys, you gotta help me with that one.
That's a good question. How do you really know?
I don't think there's.
So for me, from a man's perspective, if I'm a fella, well, I'm a fella, and I'm messaging, oh gosh, Kareina, behave yourself, the camera is watching you, right? And I message, let's say I message an ex, I'm not messaging people just random. Hey, don't pick up my phone, boy. Hey, I don't care how you're going, right? No, it sounds bad, but listen, if I am messaging you, that's because I have a motive which I probably make very clear.
Right.
So I won't be beating on the bush. Hey, how is the day? How your dog doing? You know that? How brongy? You know how long I see brongy? You're feeding brongy? People in puppy chow still or whatever. I will be very direct. So I think that it should be relatively easy. It should be relatively, especially from fellas, relatively easy. Yeah.
Because I think we have to understand what goes into attraction to begin with. So the reason that the person was your boyfriend or girlfriend,
because you was attracted to them.
There was something in them that attracted you. And the question that I would have in my mind is, even though you may have broken up with them for other reasons, but the fact that you want to remain friends with them, is it suggesting somehow, in some circumstances, that those attraction factors still remain? So we may have broken up because the family don't like the girl. Okay. But the reality of it is that the things that attracted you all to each other, somebody may have moved away for a job, or you may have just not been able to work together. You're always fighting and stuff. But there are some things that are still there. And is holding on to those strings of attraction, can they prove fatal in the long run? Perhaps if the person works on the areas that caused the breakup in the first place. A lot of questions we're asking. Yeah. Help us with the answers.
And what if let's say somebody breaks up and they see the other person who they were previously in a relationship mature to a certain level where they say, "Aye, now it's time to swing back. Now it's time to swing back."
You all know people, let me ask a question. Are there people out there who get into relationships but still hoping to tack back?
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely. And some persons probably ashamed or don't want to admit it. Because they don't be like, I'm not going back to he, I'm not going back to she.
But if you got the opportunity,
that probably might be a wife for your husband there, you know, but your ego, your pride stopping you.
So okay.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
They can deep here,
I mean, and we want to include our online audience who are very, very active right now. And you know, Sabrina is coming in saying that communication with an ex is situational. Depending on the situation, it could be accepted. Jalissa Jones Joseph said, "My ex and I aren't friends. But if we cross paths, we communicate in a casual way." So this is really pointing to that of civility.
Okay.
You're civil with the person. You're not going to like make a beeline away from them if you happen to cross paths or avoid them at all costs. You be civil and you heal them or whatever. But
what if you're walking with your significant other and you see them?
Right.
Straight.
So
like, you know, what will you do? What will you do? Really? You're hearing them out or you're like...
So, right. I could come back to that question.
Okay, no problem. I will remind you. We have to get the answer from the Kareina. You can ask me too. I'll respond.
Shema Alexander says, "I don't want to even know. I can do without the chitter chatter. They are an ex for a reason. God did a new thing. Old things are passed away."
Oh, Shema, gosh, give me man a chance, Shema.
And hi, Clinton Roberts and Old Fire Sticks, easy to catch. Yeah, that's Jalissa Jones Joseph saying that. Thanks for watching, Jalissa. She's a member of Merge, and if you want to join Merge, join Merge.
Yeah, guys.
But you will ask me the question, right? If I walk
If you're walking with significant other and you
Right,
see your
and I
ex,
see my
what
ex.
would you do?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna just whisper to my significant other, hoping it's
You ain't had no time to do that,
No, I'll
Kareina.
say, you know,
As soon as you bend it down, bam!
X in my face. All right, I'll say, hey, was he seen? I was like, this is my husband Jayden, or if it is my boyfriend, at least this is my boyfriend Jayden, right? Or there, this.
Oh, good, all of that?
I just let you know, I have a mean head, but
I mean,
so you
usually
introduce
them.
okay,
Yeah,
automatically.
Yeah, and also they're just for me. They're just for me. Okay, I try not to like physically touch them, right?
Okay.
So I would probably like if you're Richard, I kind of give you a brace and be like, yeah, was you seeing a bounce or something, and then introduce you to Jayden, because for me that's a little bit too much for me. Everybody have their own threshold, and I know what. I'm not really comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And that's an awkward situation too. Not that breakups was bad or etc., but because I feel like that's a little awkward and I really don't need to deal with that. So I just kind of know in my head, X, was he seeing physical distance, introduce, so I can have steps. Was he seeing, introduce, hi, walk, and then say, hey, that's my ex, thing there. Right? But hopefully, like, he will know.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just, What would you do, David?
Oh my days, fam. And what would I do? I would just heal them out. Hi, how you going? Introducing them to the person I'm with now, I know about all that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that they could probably assume whatever. You don't need all that. You don't need all that information at that point in time. Yeah. So I would just act casual. Hi, how you going? Probably, and keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat here said, what about if you your ex is living in the same areas, you only have to see them every day? What do you
They live in the same areas, you only have to see them. No, you don't have to see somebody every day if you're living in the same area with them. My neighbor living opposite me.
Time, they go to work 7 o'clock, they always wait to maxi together.
No, they're timing that ex. They're timing that ex.
And then they happen to pick up the ex now.
That drop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
how hard it was? The sun hot? Nah. Nah.
Guys, this can be, we know we're laughing, we're smiling, and we know that some people are experiencing or have experienced these things. We know it's something that people experience all the time, the complications or the complexities of navigating former relationships and the new relationships. Wanting to be a good Christian and to, just be nice and kind, but at the same time finding the balance. And so we're not making light of anybody's circumstance. Please know that we are not highlighting anybody. So if it falls in your garden, it's not because we knew your garden was there. We just threw it over the head. All right. So it's nothing we're speaking is specific, but we must speak in general terms.
And I just want to make mention that the poll is a bit, it's divided.
Neck and neck.
Yeah, it's neck and neck, because about 46% of persons say that, and this is with 24 votes, right? So 48% says that exes can be friends, and about 52% says no. Exes
I would
can't
like
be
to
friends.
find out, I would like to aggregate that data and find out how many are males and females said yes, and how many males and females said. I have a suspicion that the men said no.
Yeah. From a man's perspective, if my girlfriend is good friends with she ex, forget that. We done.
Well,
absolutely not.
I mean, I guess it's different for different people because I mean, I just going back to my reference point of on social media. I mean, people can lie on social media too, right? But a lot of guys too were saying yes, they are friends with their ex, and
they like the ex, they love the ex still. They love the ex still, and they will never say.
Still be in a relation if they're actually in a relationship or they're single. You understand? I don't know if that.
I mean, if you're single, you can do what you want. You can be friends with everybody ex, but your own ex and all. Yeah, nobody could tell you what to do.
It's true. If you're single, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can be friends with your ex. You never know who will fire a second like that, and praise God for you.
Yeah.
But you're single. So
the uncle want to know if your woman asks you, who is that way going to say?
If my woman asks you, this is a creation of the Most High.
No. If your woman asks you, who is that?
Who's that way?
When you bounce your ex up and you say hi, whatever, and you keep it.
That's my ex-girlfriend, Dion. What? I would be very. I wouldn't try to block it. That's my ex-girlfriend there. Right, but with you now, so what's the problem?
guys.
attitude.
No. That's a tip for guys, you know. You must do that. Balance it for the ladies because sometimes that's simple. You linemen, you're going out to have a nice dinner. You're already spending the money, you know, and you have a nice time. And just that one interaction spoil the mood.
Yeah.
See that how you talk so funny.
yeah.
To you, play.
How she's so excited to see you.
Yeah. So
I was watching it.
Yeah, and you know sometimes it can really ruin. So what David said, making sure and showing your present partner of your commitment in that moment is important.
Yeah.
I mean, and Dion, so that was Dion Val asking that question. Joseph Dennis is saying, as a Christian, you must move locations. Oh no, he was responding to sorry, he was responding to Clinton Roberts. Oh, that was the question you were asking if your ex live in the same area. All right. Dion Ogiskill is saying expectations of females are different from males. Women believe they can be friends with their ex, while males tend to have ulterior motives. That machismo in them. Believe once mine will always be mine. Prince Pope hailing from Prince Pope says it depends on how you feel. Some persons can be normal with their significant other being friends and others can't. So be open and honest and talk about it with your partner and reach a common ground.
Sound advice, Prince.
That's good stuff.
Dion Gill says, and friendships with an ex will always cause problems for future relationships. Especially if your partner has a strong personality or ego. So guys, we realize that we are getting a lot of mixed views as reference from the poll. And you know, this is just a topic that resonates with people.
Yeah,
because everybody have a difference of opinion and we just here for it.
I want to ask our guest, David. We're talking about exes and relationships, friendships with exes. But how do you feel about generally besties of the opposite sex? You think that's a thing?
Everybody else wants to know my answer to that. No. First, if your girlfriend has a boy who's their best friend, a man who's their best friend, forget that. She love that man. That is the spare tire. Just waiting until this one blow. As soon as that one blow, whoops, jump out the jack, change for me, all this it. That is spare tire. That is the spare tire.
And ladies, I heard a lot of guys say this.
That is the spare tire.
From the time another guy, like he's a best friend and stuff, they just know in their mind, just wait till you slip up. He's going to be there to support, a shoulder to cry on.
And let me say this, fellas who does do that, you're absolute cowards. And let me tell you why. What you're doing, you're playing the safe game, right? So you're not really tracking she, right? You're not really pursuing it, but you're just there. Observing, okay, she like this. But she can never say you're tracking, you like, no, I don't like you, we're just good friends. But when that moment comes, and you, oh
but
gosh.
Are they cowards though? Are they smart?
You are cowards.
But are they smart?
No, if you like her, you just be direct and say, here what?
No, but you have a greater chance again. Turn down next time she don't like you like that.
Well, right, that is life. Sometimes as a man, you get brace, okay? You take a L and you move on with life. That person doesn't want to take a L, but wants rewards of winning.
But they might.
Yeah, but David could say that because David good looking, right?
And you know, plenty person.
But there are some men who have to take this subtle approach to it. The personality will sell. You know, so they really have to show that soft side of them.
So you try to say people ugly out there?
No, I never said that.
You have to know your strengths and the weaknesses in this life.
Sorry, guys, who play safe?
Yeah, but that playing safe, I think that's really weak. Yeah, that's.
I think what you're pointing to also is that you're kind of taking advantage of somebody at the moment of vulnerability.
Yeah, and you're being deceitful too as well. Because you know, like them deep down inside, you just don't want to admit it.
I guess some people can't deal with rejection. That's like a big thing too.
That's why sports is important, guys. You learn to take your L's.
You can take your L.
Well, you have to because you can't win again. You lost.
Everybody know David, right? Super.
Yeah, you know, if the referee chief man whatever, I lost. So I'll take it.
You know, I was looking at the chat there and for a while I got it was blown away. It ended up 50-50, yes and no.
Wow.
And now it has tipped back again in favor of no.
Yeah.
Guys, it's a hot topic. Share your opinion in the chat. We're going to hear about a story now. We're going to hear a caller.
Yeah.
Now we're going to just listen to it for a time.
Okay.
And then we're going to get your responses. Tell me what you all think about this scenario. Is there any validity in it? Let's see.
I believe that communication and friendships with your ex is situational. If there is no valid and legitimate reason as to why you need to communicate with your ex, then it shouldn't have any communication there. However, I am friends with my ex because of working together. We were friends for 3 years before entering into that dating space. When that ended, we started to find some normalcy and some way to be civil with each other because we started to see each other in that working environment. And as time passed and as years passed, you build back the friendship that you would have had before. Now, that is to say that you have to have some level of emotional maturity to not cross any lines. When I started dating somebody else, who I'm now married to, there was always respect for that relationship. There was no reminiscing on our dating experience. There was nothing like that. It was just, hey, how you doing? Yeah, right. Well, I need to get this done. Cool. When we developed back that friendship, my husband now knows that he always knew about it. And we were friends. Well, we are friends. So much so that he would have been invited and he attended our wedding. And he would have gifted us first class tickets to our honeymoon destination. We remain friends, where we could share advice and stuff like that. My husband is very much aware, and there is never any lines crossed. So I do believe that it is a possibility once the two individuals have an understanding that no boundaries are being crossed, no lines are being crossed, and you just maintain a level of respect both ways.
Yes. Guys, it's a serious one. It's a serious one, guys. What y'all think about that?
Well,
No, y'all want me to respond first?
well, somebody said that I wouldn't say they said it's a utopia. Right? I mean, what can I say? I
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're distracting me.
Sorry.
What can I say? I mean, I guess if it works for you, that's how I look at it. This situation is unique, clearly, because from David's perspective, he can't stomach something like that, and a lot of other guys, they can't really sit well with something like that. But this situation is unique. So it just goes to show that in the 32 votes, that it's now 50%, 50-50 again. Some persons are able to maintain a friendship with their ex. Yeah. So, I mean, the story is very
I was listening to this story. It was saying, okay, nice, these people are working together. If I'm the boss, I want you all to be cordial, especially if you all are my most.
Don't come and bring your back.
Don't bring your backs in my office. Make sure I get my documents in place or whatever. Make sure the chain of production. The part that hit me was like, the person wasn't. No, I'm not speaking about personal circumstance, but that's their thing. Person was invited to the wedding. What? Like that man sitting down there. I can't put myself in that position. He's sitting down there watching that whole ceremony, dance, all kind of thing. I love you so much, and nah, I can't. And then him buying tickets, first class tickets.
Yeah.
That's probably over $15,000 probably for the two of them. My gosh.
That's a lot of money.
That's a nice bit of money. You could have put in some shares.
So you do that?
Of course
You
not.
can't do that.
And let me tell you something. I would like to hear the fellas, the man's perspective, who's the ex, not the husband's perspective, the ex. Because if she probably, let me say, if she proposes, if she breaks that line, would he say, hey, we're just ex, we're just friends, or would he give in? So if she breaks the line of the friendship, quote unquote, would she give in? Would he give in? Yeah. She should put that to a test. Listen, if what it is you're saying is ideally true, I think you should call him now, put it to the test. Put it to the test. But she says, don't do that.
I think I love you. But guys, when I sit down and I really take it in, I know.
So I say first class to Tobago, by the way.
Oh gosh! I watch out with first class to Tobago anyway. There's still money out of this.
Lena Marshall says a resounding no here.
No, and she says, what's the purpose of being friends with an ex? What's a friend? Being civil is quite different from friendship. Friendship, no sir.
Yeah, boy. So I think sobering up a little bit, we have to acknowledge that the human psyche is very complex.
Yeah.
And I can see something like that happening even with me, because sometimes the husband is so self-confident.
Okay, let me see.
And based upon how the husband views the ex even. Okay. Maybe not even as a threat. He was never to begin with. It is just like I cross my foot. It's like it's not even bothering me. Like him having a conversation with you, and then you see the interaction between the two of them, and you recognize that it really has nothing there. Especially knowing your wife, knowing your partner, hearing about the stories and why it came together in the first place, and how it dissolved, and knowing where she is, her headspace now, I could see it being like, that was never, because I know persons who, this song was song bad, but when they finished with the ex, they didn't even know why they were there in the first place. Okay, it's like there wasn't that attraction factor. And I know of persons personally who experimented on relationships. You and I were really good friends, and we went way back. Our parents maybe were friends, family friends or whatever. And they just say, all right, well, it's a no-brainer. So it's just like, we got together and whatnot, recognize it's not working. Let's just go back to being friends and work colleagues. We are good as work colleagues before, and it didn't work out. And it's just like, but you cool, and I respect that, but I don't want to have nothing to do with you. You don't want to have nothing to do with me. And it's just like that. Husband in the situation, he's just like, well, I see catching this whole thing. It's just like, you do what you want now, I'm not worried about that. So I could see it happening, but admittedly, it is not common. And it can get complicated quickly, I think.
Yeah.
So,
if not managed well.
So a balanced perspective is coming through, and someone is sharing that in certain situations could be friends, as you said, but they don't have to be friends. Also, nothing is wrong if you don't remain friends. So I think that is a just a little insight. Nothing is wrong if you don't remain friends with your ex. Absolutely.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, some persons actually prefer that way. It's less complicated in the opinion of some. So
yeah.
I mean, that's just a perspective coming through there. You look like you had something to say.
Yes, I have a final question before we go to the break.
Okay.
From Mr. David, our guest here.
Okay. It's time flew by. So
as we're talking about time, is there a time frame from a person being an ex to being a friend? So, for example,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, can it be like we broke up last week,
Right.
and this week no, that's just my friend? Or is there a
Have a
time?
healing period.
It's a healing period.
I don't know.
I don't think it will necessarily have a time period per se for me, because it will probably depend on how much you all knew each other for, how long you all knew each other for, and the length of time probably might the longer you all are together. I think that's the more reasons you probably might be able to be friends.
Okay.
Because you probably might just fall back into the same relationship with the person. So yeah. So that time period, I don't think there's necessarily a time period per se. And if you probably still want to be the person friends, I mean, you probably still love them. You love that person still. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, what do you think online? Is there a time frame from being an ex to then going back to being friend? What are your thoughts?
So,
Let's take some
Zakira
comments
said
and then
it
go
needs
to
to
the
be years. And yes.
Yes. How long? How many years,
How many years,
Zakira?
Zakira? And Abigail Reed is saying, if you're calling, no, this is on a different wavelength. If you're calling your ex for assistance and advice more than the husband, that's a problem. Tovalin says,
What if they're an expert, Abigail? What if they're an expert? The ex is a doctor. Here, I have a pain in my neck. Use a mechanic. Ask an ex. You know what's a doctor appointment, Kareina? I just sit down in Mount and wait. I have free advice on what? 5 minutes. Well, not 5 minutes. But if I speed away, yeah. Abigail, you're wrong.
My goodness, Abigail, take that for David tomorrow. So Valena is saying, I agree, Jayden. Self-confidence is so important. So for me, it can happen. However, if there is a suspicion that the relationship crosses boundaries, then that's an issue. Abigail say expert.
Yeah, guys. So we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we have a very special guru with us. I would introduce our guru now. When you come back, our guru is gonna be sitting here right with us. Kareina, what did you do last Saturday night? Where were you?
Oh yeah.
Wow! I feel so offended.
Sorry,
not accepted.
Sorry, Pastor Dennis.
Pastor Straight.
Pastor Straight, right? So I was at a very scintillating theatrical production called Who Killed God. Now, if you didn't see it on my status, but I don't know where you were. But
brought to us
by the creative genius, Darren. If I knew your middle name, inserted here.
Kimroy, Darren, Kimroy, Abiomi, Sandy.
Brought to us by Darren Sandy, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and of course the Keys Foundation, which he leads.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't have Darren tonight as the guru, but we have the vessel through which he came.
Yeah.
Sister Anne Marie.
Yes. So we have Darren's mom on set tonight. She is our guru. And so you're going to hear from her next what she thinks about can exes be friends. Guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
For 18 years, couples across Trinidad and Tobago have been rediscovering the joy of marriage through something extraordinary. Welcome to Merge, where love is nurtured, connection is deepened, and marriages are strengthened, one couple at a time.
Whether it's our Merge monthly meetings, exciting couples activities, or our annual retreat, Merge is the place for enriching your marriage.
Merge is not just another marriage group. It's more than that. It's a safe space where real conversation begins, where struggles are met with support and victories are celebrated together.
Merge has been encouraging and uplifting.
Merge has been novel.
Merge has been unifying.
And as a newly married couple, Merge has been something we have never experienced.
We all know marriages can be challenging. So coming to the Merge monthly meetings will always leave you feeling motivated and encouraged to stay committed.
And we mean, there's so many things that happen within the marriage, but there's so many candid thoughts that are shared within marriage. And apart from that, the fun as well, and so many different dimensions to marriage. It really helps you to refocus and enjoy your marriage.
Je chancelle avec les yeux bandés. Le chemin à parcourir n'est pas clair. Mes mains tendues.
Bonjour. Yes, this is Kareina again. What do you mean where I am? I am in a soirée romantique. It's a Merge end of year event. Yeah, and it is a French theme this year. Listen, couples are having a grand time. Britna, is Cry trying there? Oh gosh, I am sorry you couldn't make it this year either. Well listen, I am so happy because I am just getting to have the time of my life with my husband. And you know what's the best part? We wouldn't have to even go France this year because this event is it, let me tell you. Alright, I have to go now. Things heating up here. Alright, bye. And we are back right here on the Merge podcast, and we have our lovely guest, Sister Sandy. Don't mind if I call her Sister Sandy, she's my sister in Christ. And we are so happy to have you. Welcome.
Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this amazing Merge podcast.
Yeah.
What's up? And you know, we continue the conversation with can exes be friends? And we want to know what do you think, or can you share what you think is an appropriate response? Someone is in a relationship.
Just now, I think before, we want to give her the opportunity to answer the question before we get to that.
Sure.
So we want to ask you directly, we want to hear from you, can exes be friends?
Resounding yes. But there are lots of extenuating circumstances.
Right.
So we're going to get into those, I guess,
Beautiful.
later on.
Right. So, someone is in a relationship and one of the parties, they are friends with their ex. And it's a bit uncomfortable for the other party. What kind of advice you would give, or to that party?
Well, but I want to lead, before I answer the question, I want to lead by saying the Apostle Paul advised in Romans 12:18, as far as is possible, as lies within you, be at peace with all men.
Right.
So, taking that into consideration, we would rather not have warring factors and people being angry at each other. Then, being an ex, the first question should be, why are you an ex?
Okay.
What caused the X factor, as they say.
The X factor.
And being an ex as a boyfriend and girlfriend is quite a different level to being an ex as a husband and wife.
Okay. All right.
So we have to look at that. Are we talking about exes as just a boyfriend and a girlfriend breakup, or exes as a husband and a wife? You mentioned earlier about different levels of being an ex, and these are some of the things we can think about.
Yeah.
Because it's harder being an ex of a married couple, as a married couple, than to be then you could be cavalier about it like David.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be bothered with it. So could you repeat the question again, the direct question that you gave me?
Sure. It was, if someone is in a relationship and the other party they have an ex and they're friends with their ex, the other one, so they have discomfort with you being friends with your ex.
Yeah.
What advice?
So the first thing I would say is you have to totally consider the feelings of your significant other or your plus one, whoever it is. Because most times
it comes off as selfish if you just want to be friends with your ex and the other person is unhappy. So the first thing you do, consider the other person's feeling, and if they are not comfortable with it, rethink.
Okay.
Is it that important that you want to sacrifice the relationship you're in now just to be friends with your ex? Why is this ex so important to you that the other person is uncomfortable and you're not empathizing? So these are some of the things you have to take into consideration. Being overly protective of an ex sends up red flags.
All right.
Yeah, so you should consider that the other person's feeling come first in a situation.
Because that's your present.
Yeah.
That's the person
That's
that
your
you're in
present
relationship with
person.
presently.
Yeah.
Because I mean, some people think it goes without saying, but it needs to be said.
It needs to be said.
Because
It
you have a
definitely
lot
needs
of
to be said.
scenarios where a spouse is defending their friendship with the other, and it makes you wonder. Even I can imagine how difficult it is for the party who is expressing their discomfort with you being friends with your ex and whatever they may be perceiving, whatever they may be noticing or watching your behavioral changes or watching how that person behaves around you. And it can be a real tough position for that partner.
Tough position. And you could be giving them reason to distrust you because maybe you're not open enough, you're not honest, you're covering up, you're making up little stories, you're too protective of your ex.
Yeah.
And you're not being totally open with your current companion. So that would cause a bit of discomfort, and that should not be.
Never.
That should not be. The well-being of your current companion should always be your first priority.
Of course, because they are not on par.
That's
your
right.
Your partner and your ex are not on the same level by any means.
Right. And some people go as far as to keep comparing the ex.
Oh boy.
Oh, she didn't used to do this. He didn't used to do that. That is horrible.
Boy. You know what my ex used to do for me?
When she cooked the lentils, it used to be softer.
Yeah.
These things are not, you know, because most times in life, people don't mind. Some people are totally against it, but when it came up that if you can have a bestie of the opposite sex, I think you definitely can.
Okay.
My best friend could be a man.
Right.
We not, and you know what? Listen, there are some best friends that you ride and die, but nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. But I think people are too suspicious and these and touchy and thin skin. Well, I am talking from 60 and over years old, so it could be different. But I think to be able to have a best friend of the opposite sex, growing up, all my friends were boys. So if I have to have a bestie, it's going to definitely be a man.
Okay.
I ain't want a woman as my bestie. They like too much back and so it is workable.
Right,
it is workable.
Right.
But Sister Sandy, you have a best friend who's a man.
Huh?
You have a best friend who's a man.
Jesus. For years before I migrated, my best friend was Carlton Wilson.
Okay, nice.
We just could have hang out. We had topics we could discuss in general. He would come over by us, line, talk, and there was platonic, nothing going on.
You were in a relationship then?
I was married.
Married
to Mr. Stanley.
But he migrated before me.
Right.
So Carlton used to come by, you all alright? Them trying alright? You all up? He was just my friend.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And that was it. Nothing happened. Nothing went on. You could call him up anytime day or night. Those children in school, you could pick them up and I have to go with them to choir, Brazil or wherever, and he would be just a nice person.
Yeah.
And nothing went on, David.
Our chat, Annalena is chiming in here and she's saying exactly back to her initial question, and this is when you would have made the point about the purpose of the friendship with the ex. What is the reason? And Karen Jones is, thanks for joining Karen, thanks for joining Elena. Karen is saying, I agree with David. If being friends with your ex is a must for you, it means you still want to have a connection with them that could be for your own personal gains. For me, no ex friendships. Clinton Roberts says an ex should be an An ex should be an example to you to stay away
What not
from.
to do.
All right. I mean,
Karina, the
yeah.
polls actually flipped for the first time.
Are you
More
serious?
persons are saying yes
Wow.
than they're saying no.
You see, and Clinton's remark takes us back to the fact that why are you an ex? Sometimes you didn't break up because of toxic situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
You may have moved away,
Okay.
but then again, we come back to whether you're a married ex or a just boyfriend and girlfriend ex. Because if you're a married ex, you have kids, there is always a connection.
Okay.
Except you take it to court and court does the mediation. But there's always a connection. There are these children belonging to this relationship.
Understood, yeah.
So you don't have to be close friends. And do you know there are some people who live better apart than together?
That's true.
They agree more as exes.
Yeah.
They have this chemistry where they can work as an ex but not together. What do you say to people like that? They can live in harmony but not together.
Okay.
So a person coming into that relationship as a plus one or significant other would have to understand, this is my children's father. We will always be, we will always be friends maybe. We'll always be talking to each other. Then the person will have to decide, do I want to get into a relationship with that?
Yeah.
Do I want to get? Yeah. You hear people saying things like, they rather weed alone with a nail clipper than go back with the ex. It had to be that was toxic.
Yeah. So I mean,
but if it's not a relationship like that, I think you could remain friends and be civil.
Yeah. Following on the heels of that question, do you think there's some level of insecurity on the partner's side who feels a level of discomfort with you being apart, not you, but a person being with friends with the ex? Is it that
there is
insecure?
Definitely a level of insecurity, but who caused that insecurity? We have to go back to. Okay. Did you do something to bring on that insecurity? For example, you're not cooking home for the man, but every time you go in, you want him to do something to take for this ex.
Yeah.
Or you're not nice to your husband, but when you see your ex or there's big laugh and grin and smile, who is causing that insecurity? Sometimes the person could be causing the person to be insecure.
Right.
Or some people are just basically insecure. So you now have to reassure, clear lines, demarcation lines. The protocol with this ex must be of such that the person you're with should not feel any form of discomfort.
Understood.
The insecurity wouldn't be there if they feel comfortable with it.
Talking about insecurities, what are your thoughts on family members remaining friends with the ex?
Mercy. I was asked that question once, and now in this case it was a boyfriend and girlfriend situation. Okay. And the mother became close friends with the girl because the boy had brought the girl home a couple of times. So when they broke up, the mother didn't see the need to stop talking to the girl. And was like, but mommy, why are you still talking to them? You can't make enemies. I'm not, well, it wasn't me, but I am not drinking. I am not drinking bush water for anybody, people.
Right, yeah.
You want to break up? I'm not going to before God to ask on their judgment why you have an enemy. And say, well, it's because my son. No. I don't see anything wrong with family members being friends, but know your place. You have to be mature enough to let them know, well, you are no longer with him or her. I still talk to you. You are still my friend if you're around that age group. Or you're still, I don't even know if you're still welcome in the home though.
Yeah.
Well, if it's gonna cause friction, you're not welcome in the home.
Yeah.
If it's gonna cause friction. That depends on the type of breakup too.
Yeah.
Sometimes the breakup was really tough and bitter. You don't want to encourage that by having the person. But if it's just a breakup that they move on, as we were saying earlier, they outgrow each other or whatever, the person could still come around now and then. You talk, you laugh, and you have a relationship with them. But not as much as to put pressure on the person now who they're with.
Yeah.
It could never be that you're talking about this person when the person there with the present.
Hey,
When last you see so and so, and you're now starting to bring up.
and then showing pictures and things.
That's right.
Yeah.
And sometimes even brave enough to say this is when they were together.
Oh my day.
You cannot do things like that.
Yeah.
You can't do things like that.
Yeah, you didn't know Paul passed today. I give him a
Yes.
soup here.
I give him 2 starch mangoes because I know he always likes starch mangoes.
Yeah.
These things are not
Yeah.
necessary. You don't rub salt in a wound.
Yeah.
You try to, you know.
And I mean, if the audience, we didn't get the point yet, I think it's important for us to push this point and say that families need to be sensitive to the feelings of the persons. So it's not because you have a right to friendship means that you have to exercise that right.
That's right.
Doesn't mean that you have to be sensitive, because you could be interfering with the intimacy of somebody else's relationship by maintaining connection with a former. So you want to be very careful. And
Yes,
be
you have to be
wise.
very, very careful
No,
in a
but
situation like that.
some people, I mean, it's going to sound bad, but some people may not see it that way. They might say, but that's my friend and hard luck for you. You break up with them and that's your business, but this is my friend now. And to me, as you said, a level of sensitivity, but also a level of, you know, if that had happened to you, right, you would want the same thing, you know, done to you.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe I could give my perspective. I think that is it shows your level of don't caredness towards the whole situation, and as you rightly said, it could mess with intimacy of somebody. And even like if the person is now gone into a marital relationship, right, and you are still showing pictures of the ex and etc., you are now trying to trample upon this covenantal boundaries and trying to interfere in home and stuff like that. That should never be at the expense of just trying to have a friend.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Even if you're friends, maybe don't bring it up to the other parties.
Yeah, you
involved,
have
know
to be
what I mean?
wise. You have to be wise and know time and place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you could be friends with the person, but keep it away from the new relationship.
Beautiful.
Keep it. Because as they say, when you marry a person, you marry their family.
Yeah.
So then you had become a part of that family, but now the breakup is there. We wouldn't just push you out like dirty water. Gradually, you know, we work things over, but you need to know your place now.
Yep.
You know, there's somebody new and you have to know boundaries again.
So guys, we're looking to begin to put a wrap on it. Before we ask the last question, we're going to just take some comments in the chat.
I don't know if I want to read these comments. No, because I mean, listen, you all have to go and check out these comments. But Tova is saying, someone who you were in an emotional relationship, is that considered an ex? Nothing physical happened. Zakira is talking about the whole...
I would answer yes, that is an ex.
Yes.
Zakira is saying an ex could also be someone that you realize over time doesn't match your vibe as you thought you would. You all would probably have a stronger friendship than relationship because you share similar interests as friends. David.
If only, David, excuse me.
Yes, go ahead. You go.
Not cutting you off. If only when all relationships break up, it could be like, wow, I dodged a bullet. That would be nice. You go your way, I go. But life is not like that.
Yeah.
Life is not like that.
David is saying, ladies, if a man wants to be your friend after relationship over, he love you still. Zakira and David are battling in the chat. Joseph is coming in and saying, if I was your brother, he coming over to play FIFA. Tovalin said, if you're done with your ex, move on to the next. Move on. Sister Homer, Jasmine Homer, thanks for joining in. She said that's disrespect. I think she's speaking about the meddling and your friends with the ex.
Right.
I like what Petal said here. She says sometimes the ex may have been a darling and the family member a demon. So there are instances where the connection may still be there with the family. And I mean, there are instances where, you know, the family agrees that their child, let's say it's the parents, that their child was real horrible to the ex. And so they moved from supporting my son in his folly to go into the young lady and sympathizing
with young man.
You know, and sympathizing with them. And that's all. But I think in a situation like that, even still, if when things move on and stuff, the family still has to, be very careful, very careful. Support, encourage, but you have to know how to balance it.
Yeah.
You have to use wisdom, and that's why the Bible tells us to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove.
I mean, Zakira is saying break up with the family too. If they're showing my ex pictures when I married to someone else, because nah.
Yeah, definitely.
Dion Val is saying, I take friendship very seriously, and sometimes you have to recognize when a season is over, and some people you just can't carry into your next phase of life.
Wow. Guys, so we're going to go to the final question.
Yeah, let's get it.
The final question to our guru. What advice do you have for someone who is between the proverbial rock and a hard place? They really have a good connection. Maybe it was a childhood friend, was their ex, but they've maintained friendships. But now they're married, and their spouse has a problem with that relationship, and they're really between a rock and a hard place. What's your advice?
Okay, first of all, if your spouse has a problem with anything you're doing, some sources could be selfish too, eh? But if it's a reasonable doubt, you have to respect that. You see, in this relationship thing, everything must be treated with respect. And if you are friends with an ex and your spouse outright doesn't like it, you have to find out why.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to his or her concerns. You find out why and you realize it's trivial, you have to explain to them exactly what is going on. Always be transparent. Always be transparent. Always be honest. Don't cover up. Don't have little secrets. Don't try to overly defend. Let your spouse know, I am concerned with how you feel. Let us work together to see. You're between a rock and a hard place. Your childhood friend. You all probably grew up next door to each other. You're close like this, but now you have a wife. You have a husband. Their needs always supersedes your past.
Yeah.
So you can have conversations, let them know what's going on, bring them into everything. Let your relationship be open so that they would not have any form of doubt. Because most times they have a problem is because there's a little niggling doubt somewhere in their mind that something more is going on that we know about.
Yeah.
So always, and remember to put the needs of your current spouse first at all times. Nothing comes before that.
I like that.
Even if you have to let go that friendship, you're living now with this person, the father of your children, the mother of your children, their needs come first.
Yes, beautiful. I like that. I like that, and it's a wonderful way to put a cap on this evening's discussion.
Very well said, people.
The debate was torn on two sides, some in the no camp, some in the yes camp. But I want to side with the yes, and understanding that it can be complex, it can be tricky. And Kareina, what are your final words in this?
I have no final words with regards to my opinion on this matter. I remain objective and neutral.
There's no middle ground. I didn't like it or I don't like it.
Well, what I would say is you always have to exercise good judgment prayerfully. And to me, this is the relationship here, the covenantal relationship. I want to support what Sister Sandy said. The needs of your spouse come first. And that is what I maintain. That's what we maintain. And unique situations do arise, and it should be treated on that basis, on that merit by merit, instance by instance. So that is what I would like to maintain.
And I just want to pick out something else the guru said, which was, yes, your spouse always first, 100% of the time. But you can, in trying to work out yourself from that rock and hard place, you can do things through counseling, through guidance, through prayer. You can do things to try to help the situation. And one of them that was mentioned by the guru is being open in your relationship. My advice to you, guys, you can introduce them. If my ex, now I am in a no camp, right? I'm actually, for me personally, is in no camp. For me personally. But I believe, yes,
people can be friends with it.
People can do it. So yes, people can do it. For
But
me,
that's not your.
yeah, it's not my
I
thing. And
understand.
that don't have no purpose. But if you're in that proverbial rock and hard place, what I would encourage you to do, you can do, is introduce both of them.
Okay.
Let your spouse and your ex have a better friendship than you and your ex.
Okay. Actually, somebody told me that is it that having being friends with my spouse's ex does that count? I mean, it could happen. I don't know. It could happen.
I wouldn't want a scenario
Yeah.
where an ex has an exclusive friendship with me
Right.
and not with my spouse.
Right. Okay.
I think it is important for my spouse to be a part of that equation. So even if it's platonic and we all agree in such and such, I mustn't be any night.
That's right.
You understand? My spouse, it must be, hey, we going out on line with so. You come, let's go. And she must I will be like, Kareina, call so. Let them know we're reaching for this time. You know, and ensure that the
Makes it
communication is
easier.
transparent. Ensure that you're doing everything you can to make sure that you're not rocking the boat. Because as we are agreeing, your primary relationship to maintain the safety and security emotionally and physically is your spouse.
Yep.
Guys, so there you have it. Tonight, we want to remind you of what the Word of God says. You need to guard the heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Don't outsmart your common sense. Don't feel like, me and my ex, we can be friends when you know there may be more in the mortar than the pestle. You may, on either side, either on your side or it may be on the partner side, you may be flirting with evil and trying to mask it and say, we're just friends, and you know you're friends, but you know the other person has some level of interest still. Don't do that. All right? Be open, be transparent with yourself so that you guard your heart, because out of it flows the issues of life. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Merge Podcast. We'll see you all next month, the second Friday night of September. Yes, the second Friday night of September. We will see you all here, right here once again. Kareina, just tell them what's happening at the end of the year before we leave.
At the end of the year in December, and as you would have seen the promo video happening on the 6th and 7th of December, we have Un Soirée Romantique. Listen, I'm not a French speaking person, but I will be very excited to be at the end of year Merges event, and it's happening at 3 locations: at the Hyatt Regency, the Central Bank Auditorium, and an undisclosed location. Listen, it's a retreat of a lifetime, promises to rekindle that flame, to reignite that passion, and just have a wonderful Parisian themed event. It's going to be awesome, and you don't want to miss it.
So guys, the reason we thought to advertise it now, you have to register www.mergefamily.org, www.mergefamily.org. If you're a married couple and you want to be a part of that retreat, you need to register ASAP. Registration is going to close this week.
Oh my.
All right, so don't miss out on the opportunity. Get your name. May you be a part of the number when the Saints go marching up to Hyatt.
All right.
Yeah. So again, guys, it's wonderful being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to our
welcome.
guru. Thank you to
It was a
David.
pleasure.
Thank you to Joseph and to all of you for joining. Remember, we are always better together.
Better with you.
Good night.
Je chancelle avec les yeux bandés. Le chemin à parcourir n'est pas clair. Mes mains tendues.
Bonjour.
Hi,
Yes, this is Kareina again.
Where
are you? What do you mean where I am? I am in Soirée Romantique. It's a merge end of year event. Yeah, and it is a French theme this year. Listen, couples are having a grand time. Britna, is Cry trying there? Oh gosh, I am sorry you couldn't make it this year either. Well listen, I am so happy because I am just getting to have the time of my life with my husband. And you know what's the best part? We wouldn't have to even go France this year because this event is it, let me tell you. Alright, I have to go now. Things heating up here. Alright, bye.
For 18 years, couples across Trinidad and Tobago have been rediscovering the joy of marriage through something extraordinary. Welcome to Merge, where love is nurtured, connection is deepened, and marriages are strengthened, one couple at a time.
Whether it's our Merge monthly meetings, exciting couples activities, or our annual retreat, Merge is the place for enriching your marriage.
Merge is not just another marriage group, it's more than that. It's a safe space where real conversation begins, where struggles are met with support and victories are celebrated together.
Merge has been encouraging and uplifting.
Merge has been novel.
Merge has been unifying.
And as a newly married couple, Merge has been something we have never experienced.
We all know marriages can be challenging, so coming to the Merge monthly meetings will always leave you feeling motivated and encouraged to stay committed.
And I mean, there's so many things that happen within the marriage, but there's so many candid thoughts that are shared within marriage. And apart from that, the fun as well, and so many different dimensions to marriage. It really helps you to refocus and enjoy your marriage.